sure do. Spawning up at the top right, representing Team Envy, on fire today. It is Bunny.
His opponent in the bottom left, in the blue, the GSL Super Tournament champion, the Kingslayer, looking to advance in this group. Bring it back a little. He is Zest.
And we are going to be seeing a very early probe scout from Zest. Zest has loved doing this recently. It is a really obnoxious way to play. It allows you to actually get in on top of your opponent and prevent their barracks from being built in the wall. And you can get a lot of annoying harass with this, but look at what Bunny's elected to go for. I think this was actually possibly in response. I didn't see the SCV positioning initially, but I think this is actually in response to this, and he's going to make it look like a proxied barracks. Obviously, it is still a proxied barracks, but it's, you know, not the big commitment one. Now, Zest, he is the kind of player that does not like going for an early zealot against this.
It's really interesting seeing this app. We've seen this, we can't even call it a Macroax because it is more on the map, but this pseudo proxy from Terrans really, really often in Katowice. Well, we've seen it probably 3, 4, 5 times now. And it feels like every time we see it, the fake proxy gets further and further away from the main base and gets closer and closer to being an actual proxy. As Probe will not get the SCV, so we're fine there. But it's just kind of funny. How further do you have to proxy? Oh, wait. Oh, he gets it. Okay, there we go. Zest with the cheeky move.
Oh, and Bunny didn't repair the SCV. God, that is a painful start right here. And there's an SCV that's being sent back home. Oh, Zest. Okay. Okay, I was going to say, if Bunny doesn't micro that SCV, he could have actually lost 2 SCVs to a pro, but he will keep it alive. And the good thing for Zest, he also knows that this Reaper is very far away from getting across the map. So this bunker that was set up is not going to be able to get too much done. Zest does not have a low ground pylon, so he's not going to be able to get a shield battery. He's going to get so much free damage against this that I think he's just going to be fine. SCV is already so low on HP. Zest is just going to take this out.
I mean, Steadfast, if you think about it, though, it's still, yeah, sure, it didn't deny mining as much as possible, but it still did deny mining, although, wait, was that? Okay, yeah, the bunker was salvaged. So he still denies mining. It still accomplishes its goal. It doesn't get damage on the Stalker, and that could have been so much worse. If the Reaper was out there with no pylon, it would have taken forever to knock that one down. But behind this Bunny, we've been talking about this. It's the build of the tournament. 3 racks, or 2 additional racks after the factory. You get the 6-minute stim. You make something happen. It's actually kind of interesting. We saw Harston after the round of 36 talking about how this build that Ryung was going for, it works well in bracket play when you don't have a lot of time to scout. But as the series goes on, you have prep, you can respond to it. We're still seeing this be the dominant play, and it's still winning a lot of games.
It is doing very, very well. It's got a lot of kill potential, and it goes well into the mid game as a strong macro play, and this could become the dominant way Terrans play this matchup for the next little while. That being said, it feels like this build was kind of constructed by Terrans in order to deal with the build that we've been talking about a lot, that we thought was going to be the build of the tournament, which is that 1 Stargate, 1 Oracle, straight up into Blink play. But throw all that aside for now. And it's worth noting, a lot of Protoss players not been going for that. They have been keeping that kind of in the back pocket. It's very cool to see what we expect to happen and then what actually happens as players are really adapting heavily. But it's going to be a bit of a throwback. 4-gate Blink Stalker.
Is that 4-gate? I thought it was... Yeah, okay, yeah, that is 4-gate. And Zest looking to just cut the knees off Zest or off of Bunny before the build comes to fruition. That being said, though, one of the advantages of this build is that you do get into stim faster. And of course, stim is the traditional ending point of any sort of Blink aggression. On the flip side, no tanks here. It is 1 Cyclone, and tanks are what you need to survive until stim is done. So if Bunny survives until that 6-minute mark, that 5:30 mark, he is going to be fine. but Zest, he's hitting before then. He's hitting the perfect timing here. He studied his opponent and the Stalkers. They're going to find their way into the natural right now. Marine's not quite where they need to be just yet. Stim done in 10 seconds. We're going to have to see how much damage done before then. And even then, not many Marauders on the field just yet. Bunny, he's not taking the greatest of fights. He's going to have to try to stim forward, make something happen. But the War Prism, it's a secondary blink. Zest gets 8 SCVs and really doesn't lose much of anything.
No, he doesn't lose anything. He does not lose a single unit right there. Immaculate blink micro. This is what I was looking for from Zest. Ooh, nice little SCV micro right there. Kind of mineral walking through, but Zest, he is getting so much damage done. Like you said, there's no tanks on the way, no tanks on the field, no bunker. Medevacs just now joining up, and things are really getting out of hand for Bunny. Zest might just end the game right here with this frontal push.
Oh man, this blink micro from Zest is just absolutely insane, but the stim is done. We do have Marauders on the field. Concussive shells done in 10 seconds. 17 SCVs die though. And Bunny does not take quite a good enough fight to leverage this into an attack across the map. Doesn't even matter though. Zest committing once again. Always gonna find the army in the middle of the map here. It's so hard for Zest to take the fight though. Yes, he's been finding good value, but those Stalkers are so damn low now. You got to be so quick on the blinks, but he's going to move forward anyways, try to make something happen. And he's going to get, looks like another Marauder.
Now, this is a situation where Zest needs to stop being Zest for a moment. He is so good in these situations, insanely good blink micro, and he gets himself a massive lead. He's up 14 workers. He's got Colossus on the way. He's got a third base on the way. He's still got this War Prism, but something that he tends to do in a situation like this is continue to push. And at this point, there are way too many Marauders. Way too many Marauders for Bunny, for Zest to continue to take straight up fights. He can harass, but he's got to be so careful. His army could fall apart very quickly.
Oh,
and
look at this
he
move,
is still
though.
trying to hit in two places at once.
Yeah. What I do say, though, is like, Bunny, I feel like he's taking enough damage at this point. It feels like he's still trying to leverage into this 2-base push, but Zest has done enough. I feel like Bunny at this point just got to drop the third. Try to turtle this up later, but even still, you're going to have this massive timing from Zest. He's doing such a good job, Steadfast, of keeping Bunny pinned down, of making it so that he just does never have an army that lets him do anything on the map.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really, really good job. And he's going to be able to buy time for a huge number of pivotal upgrades to come online. Extended Thermal Lance, second Colossus, +1 weapons is closing in. Probably won't be done in time for this push, but it's getting there. And Charge and +1 weapons are kind of like the extra things that he'll get as the fight progresses. But for now, he has bought the time for the Colossus to really hit their big power spike with that extended Thermal Lance. Ooh.
And Steadfast, I love the group stage evolution from Zest. This exact same build and playstyle that Bunny died with. He's not out of the game just yet, but he is very far behind. Here, Marine bopped Zest with it. It's part of his 2-0. So Zest very quickly reacting to how things are going to happen here. He's got a better understanding. And with 2 Colossus on the map, third one on the way, Charge finishing up, this army from Bunny, he's not going to win the fight that he's looking for. Returning home now, third base finally on the way. But I mean, this is a late third base.
It is quite late. It is quite late right here. We are having a commitment into Vikings right here, which is, it's good against the Colossi, but it's expensive. I mentioned this in the Hero Marine series. He's not on a great economy. He's not on a great economy, and that is as a result of Zest putting on all the pressure. Now, we are going to see the Vikings very well positioned to deal with that War Prism. Zest will get the unload, but he's going to lose. Well, he loses one of the Zealots in the War Prism, and will lose all the Zealots here. That's a really nice little trade for Bunny.
That it is. Oh, more Zealots are going to run it. I guess they were warped in earlier, but even still, the rally should be enough to deal with that. It's only 3 of them, and, well, nice guiding here. You don't want to lose a Marauder, but okay. Oh, he's going to get 2. Very nice. But now, Bunny moving on in, and the supplies are, well, actually, they're in a really bad spot. The Terran wants to be ahead right now. No anti-air, though, so the Medevacs will be able to run forward, scout the army, run back. Zest, he's doing Zest things. We have a Dark Shrine on the way. Zest has actually been started to mess around with this mid to late game late game, sure, but this composition of Blink Zealot or Blink DT Zealot as kind of this mid-game composition that is meant to fight the army, not just to knock planetaries down later on. So we're gonna have to see if he transitions into that, but for now, Bunny, he does not have a vision advantage. He cannot take this fight, so he's gonna back up.
Yeah, no, you certainly want to be careful. Certainly want to be extremely careful. We are going to be seeing Zest. He separated his army initially into two portions, looking to find maybe Bunny going for some kind of big move. And actually, he's going to sneak around. Bunny didn't see this coming. The tank gets taken out. Hallucinated Archons are going to help out. Double Guardian Shield pop. Bunny, he's going to hold the position on the bottom of the ramp. Big EMP comes on in, but the Stalkers will take down these tanks. Colossus will be able to free fire on this big line of bunnies. This is looking so good for Zest, and he is going to come back in this group very effectively in game number 1.
That he did. Bunny tried something. Zest very much just had the build order counter, is kind of what it felt like. He went and he four-gated. He hit right before the timing. You don't have tanks with that setup. You don't have quite as much bio as you might with more of a 3-1-1 setup. And because of that, he just, there was no pushing power. The army was too low. And then what was it? I think 12, 13 SCVs died, as well as Bunny's trying to stay alive. And at that point, that is just a very hard game for the Terran player to try to come back into. Steadfast.
Yeah.
We got some other updates here because it does matter. We have Lambo. He's down 1 game on Trap, which probably knocks him out now. I think he would have had to 2-0 both Trap and Zest to qualify out of the group. And here, Marine, continue. Yep.
It makes, if he's not out, it's like down to individual maps, and even just Zest winning game 1 might be too much. Yeah. And
then we have, here Marine looks like he's in place to secure his spot in the playoffs. He's 1-0 on Australia right now.
Yeah, he's doing very, very well. Hero Marine still has a shot at first place, but so does the Terran player in this matchup here. Bunny, still a very good chance of making it through in first place. Oh man, this group is still so tightly knit. You know what? Hero Marine, he's not guaranteed to make it out just yet. Things can still go off the rails for him if he were to lose to Estrella and then Trap and Zest both win out. Things can still go wrong for Hero Marine. So we're going to be following this group very, very closely.
Well, I hope so. We're talking about it is now. We have game number 2 here. Berlingrad is the map. Does Zest take this into 2-0? We'll find out. Here we go.
Spawning down on the bottom right. Representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, going for the very early pylon once again. It is Zest.
His opponent trying to secure top spot in this group with a victory here and in the next game. He is, for Team NV, Buddy.
And we are going to be seeing Bunny once again going for that hidden racks here, sending the SCV a little early, by the way, knowing that Zest really loves this probe scout play. So he sends the SCV just a little bit earlier, will most likely mine out these minerals. So it is going to be a bit of an advantageous situation here, but it's not going to be a crazy proxy. Once again, similar to game number 1. Zest, what's he going to try and do with this quick gateway?
Well, you say it's not a crazy proxy Steadfast, but it is a double gas opener for Bunny, so it does signal that he wants to do something maybe a little bit more than just a single Reaper. But on the flip side, Zest, again, he kind of sees that there's not a lot here. He sees what's going on, so shouldn't be too big of a deal. And oh, look at this though, Bunny. He's actually going to mine out both mineral patches on the map. Well, actually, okay, he's not going to get that one, surprisingly enough, but he does mine out the one on the other side, which does shut down or cut down the Reaper distance just a little bit. We're just going to have to see what happens.
Yeah, we are going to see the bunker coming down at the natural. This time, the SCV is going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with, and the Reaper went straight across the map, left this probe unattended in the main base. And that's going to mean the Reaper actually gets across the map this time, but Zest, oh, nice grenade right there. Saving the SCV, actually. Just kidding. Not going to be able to do so. Good job from Zest. Picks that off. Bunny, that's a bit of an annoyance. So that's pretty nice for Zest. Will he recall this probe out, I wonder? Yes, he will.
Oh, man.
Nice job.
Zest just looks so clean in this series. Sure, the lack of a pylon on the low ground in game 1 could have been a problem, but it wasn't. Zest, up until the point where he killed Bunny, he had lost a grand total of, I think, 2 stalkers and a probe. It was an order of magnitude resources loss differential during that blink stalker timing. And again, it just looks so good. It's a far cry. It's such a different player from the player we saw that went down 0-2 to start the day. And I'm curious how Bunny chooses to react. Okay, well, it's just kind of more of the same. It looks like we have the tech lab being done. We're going to see Marines pop out, but the Ryung build once again. How does Zest choose to respond?
Oh, well, we've got to show Bunny's vision of Zest main base right now. So we were talking about that build. This is an incredible mind game right now from Zest. He shows the Stargate, and then after he kills the Reaper, cancels it. I think he's going to go 4-gate Blink Stalker once again. He is most definitely going to open Blink. Oh, it's going to be DTs. Oh, you would never think to save scans against this. This is going to be Bunny reading as Zest going for that one Oracle into Blink play, almost certainly. But it's DT drops. I love this move from Zest.
Yeah, the only way I guess Bunny would think about this right now, unless he manages to get a rescout or something, is just very much this idea of, wow, Zest loves his DT openers. Remember, he was killing Terrans within Katowice last year. That was his thing. And we do have an eBay on the way. That is part of this build, so maybe, just maybe there's going to be... I don't see a world where he just gets a safety missile turret. That just is not a thing in the meta. So, he's going to have to get lucky. There's not a lot of energy here.
Yeah, he's going to have to get lucky and hope that he doesn't drop a mule. I would not expect Bunny to save scans in this scenario. Normally, Terran players, they save scans around 4:35-minute mark in case of DTs. But against an opening like this where you have seen the Stargate, I can't imagine that you would save scans right now. But he might get very fortunate with the timing. 48 energy, 49. Does he drop the mule? This is what we're watching for right here. He will have another scan behind it, most likely.
Oh, he's saving energy.
He is going to save the scan. He is going to save the scan energy. No, he drops the mule just as the War Prism is going to drop on in. Now, there is going to be another scan momentarily, but just one scan is not going to be enough to deal with this.
Okay, so let's see what Bunny does here. He's going to do what he can to zone out the War Prism, so when he drops the scan, he can actually kill things, but he doesn't have enough army here, so it doesn't matter that he drops the scan. It doesn't matter that he's zoning the War Prism. 11 SCVs die in the blink of an eye because there's a DT in the natural as well. No missile turrets. Steadfast, we're looking the rebirth of the king. Zest, he was 0-2 down in this group, taking a single map in that setup. But 19, 20, 21 SCVs are going down. He's going to get the Warp Prism, though. That is going to be something that maybe keeps Bunny alive in this game. But if you don't have scans, Steadfast, it does not matter. There's no detection. Hey, the DT is going to get, he's going to get the upgrade, too.
Yeah, and that is basic. Oh my, he super over stims, scans to kill the DT.